Hello everyone, and welcome to the season, not series, finale of Star Trek Wolf-Rayet, a Star Trek Adventures 2nd Edition game using the rules by Modifius Entertainment. My name is ELH the Game Master, and joining me are three lovely individuals, hopefully four whenever Kern shows up, but for the time being, we're going to roll with three. Starting with Caspian. Caspian, who you playing and anything you want to shout out?
Hi, I'm Caspian. I am playing Captain Lance Cannon, the human captain of this intrepid starship. And the only thing I have a shout out is another wonderful stream on this channel, Star Trek The Alternate Universe, which was earlier today. I recommend you check that out as well.
Yeah, that VOD should be up on YouTube pretty much 15 minutes before this VOD goes live, so have fun with the double videos. Up next is Whiskey.
Hello everyone, I'm Whiskey. I'm playing Captain Meridian, the chief engineer of the Wolf-Rayet, who is definitely having probably too much fun with various different warp drive capabilities. And she is statistically normal proportion today. I want to shout out the voices in both mine and Mitz's head today.
All right. And speaking of the voices in Mitt's head, Food Cube, what do you got going on?
So, hello! I play Lieutenant Metz, the Romulan pilot of the Wolf-Rayet, and what I have to shout out is the Mariner zine that's coming out on September 9th.
And
On
where
Blue
can
Sky.
people find this on itch on
It'll eventually be on Gumroad once it's released
All right.
publicly.
Nice!
And for anybody watching the VOD, if Mitz reminds me to do it, I will put a link to it in the video description if that does interest you.
It interests me.
Yeah, there you go. You already got one sale. There you go. All right.
Yeah!
On that note, let's run the intro video and we'll get started proper. And welcome back. So as is tradition in my Star Trek Adventures games is I have the players do an opening log, and I believe Captain Cannon has that today, so please feel free to take it away.
Absolutely. It's night shift. The captain's sitting in his captain's chair, sideways, strumming on his guitar, recording his captain's log, saying captain's log, but it won't be long because there's nothing going on. 2 weeks gone by and not a peep. Nothing to make our sensors beep. No foe in sight, no shields to raise. Just quiet nights and empty days. The engines hum a steady song, so I'll end this log before too long.
And you may have a momentum for keeping up iambic pentameter. Well done there. So, one thing I'm going to point out, because I'm sure somebody's wondering why I have 9 threat. Today's episode, as you'll find out in a moment, warrants the fact of taking 3 threat per player rather than the usual 2. So since I have 3 players, hence 9 momentum. But as you're sitting there recording your brief log, Captain Cannon, there is suddenly the appearance of the ESH, and the ESH appears and goes, "Well, Captain, there is actually something going on, and it is very concerning. It is it's another proto-warp signature."
I'm sorry, another one? I thought we were the only ship in Andromeda.
To our knowledge, that is correct, but I am reading a proto-warp signature all the same. Should I alert senior staff?
Yeah, senior staff to the bridge. Let's take a look at something here.
All right. Meridian, you come crashing onto the bridge. Mitz, you come crashing onto the bridge. And yeah, sure enough, the ESH has shown a diagram of the Andromeda Galaxy up on the holographic viewer. And what you see is that on the opposite side of Andromeda from where you guys are currently located, there was a brief jump of, it looks about 500 light years, but it was a proto jump, unmistakably proto drive signature.
I say we move to intercept that rather immediately, while I also compare these signatures to see if there's any discrepancy in the slightest between it and ours.
Okay, that is definitely going to be a starting roll. Meridian, you may roll me in Insight and Engineering. Let me see if you have a focus here. Yeah, you've got a focus.
Gravimetric protostar containment.
Yeah, you've got a focus. I will remind you that you have Bold Engineering if you want to reroll. The Wolf-Rayet, whoever's doing the ship, is doing a Sensors Engineering. Remember, the ship has advanced sensor suites, so it is rolling 2d20 with a focus. Difficulty. The difficulty on this is going to be a 4. So a little bit spicy roll to start.
All right, I'll give you a treat to take me up to 3.
Okay.
And it rolls 2, so that'll be 5 dice, so good enough for me. Focus of gravimetric protostar containment.
Okay, there's already 2.
Let's see if the ship can get us 2.
I mean, the ship has good odds. I believe in the ship.
Alright, I guess I'll roll the ship because nobody has. So what was it for the ship?
Sensors Engineering.
Sensors Engineering. Lovely. Ship always has a focus. Number of dice, 2. 3 successes.
You start off with the momentum then. So, I have good news and bad news based on our pre-stream conversation. The good news is that it's not you. It's not future you. It's not past you. It's not the pink protostar containment currently sitting on deck 3.
That's the good news? I would call that bad news.
Well, the bad news is this does look like somebody else has gotten their hands on protostar technology.
Well, Captain, it's not us. I mean that very literally. It's not us right now. It's not future us. It's not past us. I don't think it's any form of us.
It's no Federation signature.
Not one that I've seen before.
All right, well, let's go see who's figured out how to do what we do.
Indeed.
Mitz, of course.
Proto-warp.
By your command.
Okay, we now need to actually do a proto-warp roll, and this is going to be a very important mechanic for today's session. So first
Lord.
things first, mark off that you are using reserve power. The second thing is I need to see a control engineering assisted by the ship's engines engineering, and this is at a difficulty of 2.
I can roll that. Control engineering. Can I interest you in a focus of gravimetric protostar containment?
Yeah, I think that would apply.
Okay. I'll give you a treat because I dislike rolling complications when I'm touching the proto-warp drive.
Okay.
Holy.
It's already 5 successes. Let's
And the
see
ship
engines
is-
engineering from the ship.
Engines engineering from the ship. 1. Boom.
All right, that's a total of 6 successes, shooting you all the way up to 5 momentum. Well done there.
There we go.
So,
Correct.
Whoa.
Mitz, you work with Meridian and you jump to warp. While you're at warp 9.975, the third nacelle deploys off the back of the Protostar class, and you do a proto-warp jump. And you travel at this extreme velocity for the maximum time of 8 minutes before you must exit. And as you exit and you perform a sensor scan, you're at the coordinates of where the other protostar proto-warp signature should have ended. But there's no ship here. There's no station here. There's nothing. It is empty space. But before you immediately start asking, well, what's happening, your helpful ESH says, I am seeing problem now. A protostar that we were chasing jumped same time we did, went that direction.
Alright, let's recharge. Let's get a reserve power back, and someone start plotting their jump distances and directions, because I have a feeling we're going to have to jump ahead of them at some point. But first we need to get our reserve power back.
Alright. So since you do have a protostar drive, it is a little bit more difficult to do it, but I believe in you. Yeah. This is going to be a control and engineering, if I remember correctly. It is a difficulty of 2 because of your protostar drive.
Focus of power systems?
Most definitely.
Alright, I'm just going to roll a plane 2.
Alright, well, you get another momentum, meaning you are at 6 total, and you have reserve power back. Well done. So while Meridian's doing that, Mitz, you need to plot a course. Just taking a look at your sheet here, because it's been a hot minute. Yes. So Mitz, this is going to be a reason and con. And I'm just looking, what does flight controller get you? Oh, it does. Okay, so let me see if I can. Oh, it's a focus, not a. No, it's navigator. That's your thing. Let me see. When you attempt a science task, so you're already using con. All right, so it doesn't get you anything here, but it is going to be a reason con, and it is going to be a difficulty of 3. The Wolf-Rayet will assist you with a, let's call it a computers and con for the Wolf-Rayet.
Computers con. Got that up and ready?
Guys, I have a question above the table. Do I give him more threat?
Whatever you want. It's what we should make the final interesting, is my thought process.
I'll be using my bold con for.
Okay, so you'll be rolling 3d20 then.
Yes. And then I'll be using my focus. Hold on. The sheet is still confusing me.
I was perplexed for a half second as well. I was like, oh god.
Will you take flight controller
as
my focus?
Most definitely.
Alright. Let's see where we land, guys.
Alright, well you can re-roll that 20 because you have bold con. Okay, well, it's not a 20. That's all that matters.
That's
fine. So you get your 3 successes. So, Mitz, you start to plot an intercept course for where the other protostar signature is leading. But then you notice the protostar drive on this other ship doesn't stop. In fact, it's now doing a complete circumnavigation of the Andromeda Galaxy. But it's doing so without stopping, which is something you have to do.
We're stealing that drive. We're stealing that ship.
Word.
We're strategically relocating asset to alternate location.
That's better. Well, if it's, circumnavigating the galaxy, could we just go back to its start point and catch it?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Because you did succeed on the task, you are able to basically do the math and figure out when you need to go to proto-warp to catch up to them.
Mitz, Meridian, make it so.
All right, let's go.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So once again, we are going to be using the proto-warp mechanics. Like I said, very important for today's session. Once again, this is going to cost reserve power, so make sure to mark it off. This time, however, because Mitz is having to intercept at proto-warp speeds, this is going to be a little bit more difficult. What I mean by that is, Meridian, you're still doing control engineering. The ship is still doing engines engineering, but Mitz is also now having to do a daring and con. And the overall difficulty with a little sprinkling of threat is a 5 here.
Okay. So wait, am I hearing that there's that only the ship is assisting? We're rolling like 2 proper rolls and 1 ship assist? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I should have probably made that a little bit more clear. So
That's fascinating.
what's going to happen is you each are going to be attempting a difficulty of 5. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, let me amend that. The total difficulty is 5. You'll have to spend 1 momentum for the ship assist, but this is a single combined roll.
Okay.
So Meridian, again, it's control engineering. Mitz, again, it is daring con. And you can decide who's assisting whom. And then if you want the ship to assist, it's another momentum on top of that.
My combined is... So I have a control of 11 and my engineering is 5. What about you?
I think I'll assist because like my daring is 10 and my con is 4. I think
Okay.
I'll assist.
Sounds good. And the ship would be... I mean, we're capped on momentum. I say we spend the momentum for the ship to roll as well.
Okay.
Let's go all in. Let's go all
Yeah.
in.
All right.
So how much momentum and threat are you spending for extra dice, if any?
I think I'm going to give you a treat so I
Okay.
can reroll anything crazy. Which brings me up to... Okay, that brings me up to 3, and then I have 4 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
I might spend 2 more momentum just so I'm rolling 4. So we can hopefully get some momentum back.
Okay.
I think it's 2 momentum, right? Or is
Yep,
it 3
you got
for
it
that
right.
second dice? Heck yeah! Awesome. All right, so I'm going to be rolling 4. Boom.
Okay, there's already 4.
And then I didn't even ask for a focus. I'm just cranking it that hard, I guess. Dang. Okay. And then ship roll 1.
Okay. And then Mitz,
All right,
remember on an
Mitz.
assist, it is 1d20 on an assist, and you would have a focus here.
I got you. I got you.
All right, yes, successes all around. Well done. So that is 7 successes total, meaning you get the 2 momentum right back. And here's what happens. As the other proto-warp signature rounds the bend again, you guys get going at 9.975, and then right as the other protostar would pass you, you hit proto-warp, and all of a sudden, it's no longer just the kaleidoscopic view of proto-warp. You're in what is essentially what I'm going to call a proto-warp tunnel, because it's easier to imagine it that way. And in this tunnel with you is another vessel. Now, this other vessel looks to be about the size of the Wolf-Rayet, so it's a scale 3. But there are some very big key differences. And what I mean by that is that it is shaped like a trapezoid. So kind of a very angular sort of thing. And the front of the vessel is a little bit tapered. So it's oh gosh, what was that really old Macintosh game where you were, was it Geometry Wars? No, that's something else.
Geometry Wars is a solid game, though.
It is a solid game, yeah. Case in point, it's a geometric shape, is what I'm getting at. And it is made out of standard materials, as far as you can tell. And it's just going. It's just flying.
We should scam the absolute heck out of that while it's in range.
All right. Well, I will take care of that. I know what I am doing. And the ESH's eyes flash, and he goes, well, I have very interesting news. They do indeed have their own version of protostar containment. Very different from what I am familiar with. And, perhaps more interesting is fact they have life support systems, but no life forms.
No life form?
Let's open a hailing frequency and see if it's an automated vessel.
Yeah. Might be a scientific test bed.
All right.
Could
You
also be
open
an
a hail.
out-of-control
What do you
craft.
say?
This is Captain Lance Cano of the Wolf-Rayet to the other proto-warping vessel. How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Well, if you're traveling at a proto-warp speed and you're the only craft known to do that, somebody pulls up to you doing the same thing, say, hey.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey. Want to
So
get proto-warp viewers?
there is no reply, but the ESH's brow furrows a bit and says, well, Captain, I can't confirm they are receiving, but there is no reply, and I'm also not detecting... Oh, wait, hold on. I am detecting what could be construed as a distress call of some kind.
Captain, beam me aboard that ship. Well, I guess let me beam myself aboard that ship.
Let's find out what's going on first before you start throwing yourself at your new toy. What does the distress signal say? Is it a recording? Is it a general distress?
Well, that is the funny part, where... Here, it'll make more sense if I put it on viewer. And he waves his hand, and appearing in the holographic space above the bridge is you see basically the gravimetric harmonic wave being put out by the other ship as it goes through proto-warp. So you just basically see a line that goes up and down. And the ESH sort of points at a section of this wave and goes, this right here, classic SOS signal.
The gravimetric protostar containment is sending out an SOS signal?
That is what it appears to be, yes.
My question is, how do they know Morse code all the way out here in the Andromeda Galaxy?
Well, I'm filtering it through Universal Translator Matrix, but it is conventionally the distress call of some kind.
Aren't there... I distinctly recall there being a species that is effectively a sentient star cluster, more or less? Like a... And then you go crazy if you stare at them? Is this ringing a bell to anyone?
The Medusans?
Yeah. Could this be... We should... Does the protostar containment match any readings of a Medusan or several being trapped in it?
Well,
or
that is an excellent
adjacent?
question. And for this, someone's actually going to have to roll for the ESH. The ESH is rolling a reason science or a reason medicine. I'll let you all figure that out. The Wolf-Rayet is assisting with a sensors and medicine.
I'll do the ship.
And remember, Advanced Sensor Suites does come into play here. Difficulty. You're at proto-warp, so this is a difficulty of 4.
Who's rolling the science officer?
I'm sorry, what was the 2 attributes for the ESO?
Either reason science or reason medicine.
We'll do science. This is better stat. Would sensor operations be a focus? Yeah. Okay. And what was the difficulty again?
4.
I'll spend 3 momentum to give him 4 dice.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. 5 successes mean you get 1 of that momentum back. So the ESO kind of furrows his brow again and goes, no, not seeing any Medusan, but I'm not sure quite what to make of their protostar containment. I mean, it conventionally reads like protostar we have, but something is off about the harmonic. I cannot be putting finger on it. Other than distress call, of course.
Well, Meridian, looks like you get to go investigate and see what's going on. Put together an engineering team and some security officers with you just in case.
Sure.
And and just point of order, can we transport at proto-warp?
So that's what I was about to get to. So
I'm crazy enough to figure it out.
Beaming at warp, regular warp, has always been a major point of contention in the series. That quote-unquote trans-warp beaming is something that would be a revolutionary thing in the Star Trek universe. You are proposing a proto-warp transport. So that was already a difficulty of 7. Like, that's very clearly a difficulty of 7.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that I have to point out is that the Wolf-Rayet has maybe 2 minutes of proto-warp left before it has to drop out and recharge.
That's why I need to get the hell onto that ship before it goes. Listen, I will take the velocity and dock. I will relativistic myself out of the shuttle bay while we're in this proto-warp tunnel. I will take the velocity over there and mount myself to the side of that thing and find my way in.
Phrasing. Are we doing
Well,
I
phrasing?
think I can fly close enough.
Wait,
before
Mitz,
we go doing,
are you suggesting docking like with the airlock kind of a thing?
Our airlock is holographic in nature.
we can't
We
also
have a
just
bridge.
we can't also just stop, recharge, and then get another full 8 minutes on its next revolution.
Assuming it does maintain the same. Did it... So... It did a jump before it decided to do the revolution, did it not?
Mm-hmm. But it does appear that it is in a continuous revolution at this point.
So it seemed... So we're pretty confident that it will maintain this revolution and not go veer off on some absurd other trajectory.
Within reason.
No indications. Okay.
Oh hell, let's go for it. Mitt, see if you can get us close enough to get a docking port to the ship.
Your command.
Use the holographic docking bridge in case we need to detach rapidly.
I'm just assuming that's the only one we have is the holographic one.
Yeah.
I'm sure I could rig together another one somewhere.
All right, Mitz. Very important role, otherwise you're going to have to go around again. This is definitely a daring con. Definitely. The difficulty on this is going to be another 4. The Wolf-Rayet will assist you with an engines con.
Am I allowed to give up a treat?
How dare you? How dare you give me a treat?
Do it.
Well, the engine con is the Wolf-Rayet's power stats.
Very true.
But yeah, you can give him a treat.
You know what? You raise a very interesting
Your
point.
treat?
I'm going to spend 1 threat to make the complication range 19 to 20 for everybody. Congratulations. So when you hit perform
wow.
task and it asks you the complication range, put in 2.
I'll add 12.
You got this.
See.
Okay. Can I also take momentum to add another
Yeah.
dice?
Yeah.
Go for it. Do everything you need.
Right.
Kidding me?
Okay, let's see. Let's see if my luck is good here.
Well, there's your 4.
Man the ship.
Wow.
All right, you get a momentum back. So again, to paint the picture, the Wolf-Rayet angles itself very carefully towards this moving trapezoid, and you are able to line up what looks to be an airlock on the trapezoid with your own airlock. A holographic tunnel forms, and you have about 1.5 minutes to get across it before the Wolf-Rayet has to drop out of proto-warp.
I'm taking my engineering team's Lieutenant Reed and Lyra Serenity with me across.
Okay. So I just want to be very clear here that you are taking nearly every single person capable of regenning the proto-warp.
I'll leave like 1 or 2 guys that know what they're doing over there.
Does anybody know what they're doing compared to you?
No, not a clue. But that's
Just left a clipboard with like a checklist.
this is literally. I'm sure
So hearts drawn on it.
someone there has heard her ramble enough about how this darn thing works because she's actually attracted to it in a romantic and the other sense. So I'm sure someone has picked up enough on how to operate the darn thing.
Just do a smash
have
cut
Carl-
to the ESO staring at it and goes, well, you know, back in the old shipyard. And he just...
Not this again.
All right. So, Meridian, you scramble
Yes.
across with a few supporting characters. And sure enough, by the time you're across, your time limit is up for the Wolf-Rayet. The Wolf-Rayet very carefully disengages and is able to drop safely back into normal space to recharge. Now, let me check one thing. Did I actually remember to give Ensign Reed or Lieutenant Reed a sheet? Please tell me I did. I did not. God damn it.
Oh,
Well-
He keeps coming up often enough that I figured he should have the stat
Yeah, he
block
really should.
anyway.
All right, you know what? We're just going to make one on the fly here. Hold on. So he's Lieutenant Reed.
Yep.
And let's see.
He's our little guy.
I
That's-
feel like he needs a focus that's jack of all trades because we keep flinging him at absurd things.
I agree with this. Jack of all trades for a focus. All right, jack of all trades. Okay, he is human, so he's got that going for himself. And he's a lieutenant. And he's
Good for
he,
him.
him. And let's see. Well, his command is a 1. Duh.
Yeah, that checks out.
His medicine, also a 1. Duh. Let's see. So I have a 4, a 3, and 2 2s. 4 in con, I guess. And then we'll put the 3 in security, and we'll have everything else be a 2.
Makes sense.
And then for the attributes, let's see. Let's give him a good fitness, because you guys make him run around everywhere.
So true.
And then let's do... He's not very daring, but he doesn't have good presence. So let's give him a daring of 8. Let's give him a control of 9. And then I have a 10 and an 8. So let's give him a reason of 10 and an insight of 8. And the reason I'm doing this is because, Caspian, I would like you to play Lieutenant Reed while the away team is over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, you should be able to
Vince, if
see
you
his
want.
character sheet now. He does need 2 more focuses, but let me actually double check that you can see him real quick. Yes,
I'll
you
look
should be
at
able
him.
to see him.
Oh, how many
Yep, got him
focuses
pulled
are they
up.
supposed to have? Because we only have 1 focus on Lair Serenity. Also, Mitz.
So supporting characters should all start with 3 focuses.
Okay, we'll figure that out later. Mitz, if you want to play the Southern Spider Girl, Lair Serenity, you can.
I will try.
We'll take it. All right. So, to set the scene, as the away team moves over to this other vessel, it is a very open vessel. And I don't mean that in like a welcoming sense, but maybe in a welcoming sense. What I mean is that the interior of this vessel is all one big room. It's not separated into decks. It is just one giant ass room. And in the center of this room are 2 massive hexagons on their sides, so they're horizontal. And the look of them suggests that they are conventional warp cores of some kind. And then in the middle of these 2 horizontal warp cores is another hexagon, but this is very classically recognizable as a proto-warp containment vessel. But there's not a protostar in there. There is a black hole in there.
Interesting. That is very Romulan.
Now,
But
to further
this
give you a
is clearly not
better picture of the scene, the deck to ceiling is about 3 stories. So this engine I just described, huge. It takes up a huge amount of space. The actual space itself, again, is the same size, roughly, as the Wolf-Rayet. So you're looking at, if I remember my ship system specs correctly, that's what, 150, 200, 300 meters? Something like that.
Mhm.
So it's a big space. It's like a convention hall, basically.
Yeah. I'm gonna find. After seeing this, I'm gonna stare at this and go, "Yeah, I need our totally not with the Tal Shiar." What they know about black hole power sources and ships, because that's not a Starfleet specialty. So I'm gonna try and find.
Lieutenant Reed's going to speak up and say, "Well, ma'am, the Romulan ships use a compressed singularity. This is a black hole."
Fair. They're closer than comparing this to any nominal Starfleet vessel. Would it not be?
Yes, but the gravitational forces to hold together a black hole, and this is astronomical.
Indeed. This is very clearly not stolen our tech, that's for sure. Anyway, we should probably establish communications. Actually, why am I doing it? Reed, can you go find the comms and go call our ship?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. And I go looking for something that looks like a control chair or a helm.
All
I
right,
just
well,
start taking scans.
there is, in this big empty space, there is literally just a single chair and a single console. And you can sit at it. And you look at the screen, and wow, that universal translator isn't really working, is it?
Not particularly. Looks like squiggles and dots to me. So I'm gonna run my tricorder over it and see if I can see where all the pathways run. So maybe I can figure out what button to press.
Okay. So, Reed, you're going to be rolling me an insight and command, totally his power stats. An insight command at a difficulty of 2.
Sounds like an excellent opportunity for a focus.
Mm-hmm.
Or can I use Jack of all trades?
You could use Jack of all trades.
I mean, he's
Okay.
literally just the most superhuman NPC.
What was the difficulty?
2.
2. Okay. No, I'm not going to use a dice momentum on it. Just hope for the best.
I can offer you a success with a complication.
That's funny.
Do we want to do that since we're on a ship traveling at proto-warp?
I mean,
Or do I
yes,
just-
it's Ensign Reed doing something that's a success with a complication. That's funny.
Complicate me away.
All right. So you look at your tricorder and you push a few buttons and you're like, hey, I think it's working. And then the ship goes faster.
It can go faster.
Proto-warp. How do we go faster?
I don't know, but you push the buttons and now it's going even faster. And
Push the other buttons. Make it go slower.
as this happens, 2 things happened at the same time. The first is back on the Wolf-Rayet. You are now detecting that instead of a revolution of the Andromeda Galaxy every 20 minutes, it's now every 15 minutes, so it has sped up somehow. And back on this strange ship, whatever it is, there are warning klaxons beginning to sound, and an alien voice that is, again, not picked up by the universal translator is saying something over and over again.
Yeah, Meridian is going to slither over at a rapid pace and undo whatever Ensign Reed has just touched.
Okay,
I just
are you
pressed that
pushing?
one right there.
I'm not pushing the same button. I'm very specifically going to push anything else. One of these has to be decelerate, but I'm going to try and decipher which one.
Okay, that sounds like a daring engineering.
Yes, it does, which happens to be, I'm not going to say the phrase.
Well, you know what
power
happens.
systems.
Not power systems, but I can give you flight control systems.
Flight controls. Flight controls. All right.
Difficulty.
What?
I'm spending this much thread. It's now a difficulty of 4.
Okay. Okay. I'm thinking a thing here. Difficulty of 4, you said.
Mm-hmm.
First things first, take a treat.
Treat.
Yeah. And considering I'm pretty sure this thing is experimental and has exceeded its safe limit, and I think it's going to explode, I am going to determination here.
Okay, which value?
It's a good question. I am thinking. Okay, I have 2 options here. What I'm going to make an argument is do not allow the Wolf-Rayet, and by proxy its technology, fall into enemy hands by any means necessary. I need to stop this thing.
Yeah,
We need to
I'd
figure
allow
out what
it.
it is and where it comes from.
Yeah, definitely would work.
Awesome. So using determination, which means I automatically have 2 successes,
Mm-hmm.
which is from my first die, and I'm then rolling 2 additional dice right now.
Correct. So you'll still be putting 3d20 in the roller, but make sure you check using determination value.
Okay. Um, should I sniff those last 2 momentum to bring it up to 4 dice? What do you guys think?
Sure, go ahead.
All right,
Go all in.
let's go. We're gonna go all in.
That is
man.
7 successes, meaning you get 3 momentum back. Well done.
It's
Awesome.
really
That is the
good.
second time I have used that specific one, so we're gonna mark that down.
Yep, definitely
Boom.
mark it down because that's how you advance as a character.
Yep.
So, Meridian, you are able to not only slow the ship down, but you could have it exit proto-warp at your convenience.
I will have it exit proto-warp at the closest possible point to the Wolf-Rayet.
Okay. So you drop it out of proto-warp, and thematically, we'll just say that the Wolf-Rayet arrives in its own proto-warp a few moments later, and now you all can intermingle as your actual characters.
Lovely. So we just stopped it, or are just about to stop it?
You have come to a complete stop. The holographic airlock has been extended. You have the ability to move about the cabin.
All right. Black holes. Black hole engines, everybody. Black hole engines.
Well, you got the full force of the Wolf-Rayet to help you figure how this thing works.
Yeah, I also kind of want to try and find a contact list. Someone owns this. It didn't. As she says this, she's going to pause for a second, and then she's going to pull out her tricorder, and she's going to verify that this thing didn't just assemble itself. Because at this point, she's not ruling anything out. She was about to say, this thing didn't just assemble itself, but she realizes the situation is absurd enough she needs to actually verify that that's not actually the case.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can at least confirm that this was not a Dyson's bot swarm. It did not assemble itself out of nothing, so you got that going for you.
All right, it didn't assemble itself out of nothing. So, someone had to assemble this.
Well, while she's staring at the new toy, could
Yes,
Captain
I'm keeping
Cannon start
it.
working on translating their language to see if we can, find who made this sign, or
Yeah.
if found, bring here.
So, Cannon, that's going to be a reason and command on your part. And since Chad has redeemed a complication, I'm going to say that's a difficulty of 5. You know what? I'll
Let's
make it
see
even
my
more
post.
interesting. I'll spend 2 threat to make your complication range 18 to 20 as well. But, to be
Okay.
fair, I will let the Wolf-Rayet assist you with a computer's command.
Well, can I interest you in a linguistics focus?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Computer's command, spun up.
And I'm going to spend all 3 of our momentum here.
Okay.
Get me rolling 4 dice. And what do I put in for the complication range?
3.
The ship as well, it's 3 then?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Let's see what happens.
Well, there's your 5. Yeah, you guys are on the ball today. You really are. All
I
right.
wasn't going to say it. Knock on wood. Got it.
You got lucky. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So, Captain Cannon, you are able to translate or begin translating their language, and the UT will kick in eventually. But what you're seeing is that this technology belongs to something that calls themselves the Void.
Nothing
That's
good
not
comes from
ominous.
that name.
And if what you can make heads or tail of makes sense, this vessel, whatever it is, this proto-warp black hole thing, whatever it is, it did have a test pilot, but that test pilot is nowhere to be seen on the ship.
Did they forget to install inertial dampeners, and he's, you know, splattered across the back of it?
Did he
I mean, that's a
kickstand?
good thing. It's a good thing you thought that because you check, and there is no biological matter anywhere in the vessel.
I want to check the logs. This is clearly a form of scientific vessel. I want to see what the logs are.
Mm-hmm. And what is it you're
Check the
looking for
log.
in these logs?
Well, specifically, I would like to, if video logs occur, I would like to pull up a video log of just before the initial startup of the current endeavor to see if there was an occupant. And secondarily, I want to check the logs for whatever it classifies as life signs and see when it varies.
Okay.
This vessel's determination and understanding of life signs, not necessarily our own.
Right.
I'm on the off chance that these are some form of non-biological entities. I'm also not entirely convinced it's not a ghost ship.
If I can get a clarification, the chair or command or helm that Reed used, was it shaped for bipeds, humanoids?
I probably should have described it better. It's basically like a cylinder that's risen from the deck plating, and it is kind of large.
There's no chairs around it.
No, not like a conventional
More of a
chair you or I would
pillar.
think of. It's literally just a cylinder that you sit on, kind of a thing.
Minimalism. They seem to be a fan of it. Let's see these logs.
So here's the thing about the logs. I'm actually going to spend, because there's three of you, so I have to spend 6 threat to do this. I'm
Okay.
going to spend 6 threat to say that the logs have been wiped. In fact, the only thing that is on the computer banks of this other vessel is the control systems and how to keep them running. Any logs, anything like that, gone. But hey, you just got momentum from chat, so thank you, Celadon.
Thank you. We needed that.
So, Cannon, should we add another ship to our desk ships at this point? I mean, I think we should.
I'm thinking here for a second.
Also, I'm not entirely convinced that the drive core isn't in some form of alive. Is the distress call still going on?
Yes, in fact, the distress call has started to repeat.
I want to modulate a response through my tricorder.
Okay. What is it you're trying to say?
So the distress call is basically an SOS.
Mm-hmm.
So I am trying to convey that we acknowledge their SOS and are seeking guidance on how to help.
Okay. This is going to be difficult, I'll tell you this now.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see if I can gain any amount of response, not necessarily if I understand their response.
Right.
Maybe you should go for a simpler message. Just like SOS received.
Let's do that. Let's say SOS received.
Okay. That will lower the difficulty.
We'll start simple, work to complex.
I will say that this is a difficulty of 3. Okay. This is a reason and command on your part.
Okay, I can actually do that, shockingly. That's a reasonable roll of mine.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, reason command, difficulty of 3.
All right. Well, can you hear subspace mechanics focus?
Sure.
Awesome. Difficulty of 3.
Mm-hmm.
Is anything assisting me?
Nope, just you at this point.
All right.
Could I assist her with my?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if
command science.
Yeah, you can assist with a presence science on your part, Cannon.
Or I have another idea that might be slightly more useful, perhaps. What if we have the Wolf-Rayet perform a targeted sensor scan to detect the point of origin inside of this vessel that it sends a response from?
Okay.
Because then it would be assisting with a 2d20 assist.
Mm-hmm.
And also we would get useful information, not just that something is able to interpret, but we might be able to figure out where.
Yeah,
Or
so
possibly when.
So what I would say is that would be a momentum for the Wolf-Rayet to assist you as well.
Okay,
But the
let's have all of them.
Wolf-Rayet would be assisting with a sensor's command on its part.
Command, that sounds fun. Yeah, let's have all of us doing. Yeah, we'll spend the momentum for that. I'll just roll my 2.
Okay. Well, there's already your 3.
Awesome. And then Cannon, go. You're also.
Can I use linguistics as a focus again?
You can.
Sensor's command, and this rolls 2.
Okay, so that's up to 4. Yeah. And that's 5. So you get 2 momentum back.
Awesome.
So you send the SOS received message back, and using the Wolf-Rayet sensors, and you have it like tied into your tricorder so you're getting real-time feeds, the message does slow down and does begin chirping a new harmonic resonance signature. But that harmonic signature is coming from the black hole.
That's what I thought. Okay, well, that's positive confirmation. Let's see what this resonance signature is meaning. See if we can decipher it.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you what, if you spend 2 momentum to create the trait, I will tell you what it says.
Sounds like a good idea to me, since we're going to have to continue this discussion and interpreting of black hole for a bit. I think that seems reasonable. What do you guys say?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So, for the sake of argument moving forward, you have translated the alien language. You can communicate with them completely, even though the universal translator is really struggling, but you can still communicate. The answer you get back is, "Let me out. Please let me out."
I have a theory.
Let's hear it.
What if the black hole is the pilot? They call themselves the Void.
Yeah. They built the ship around them to send them out, almost like cybernetics, except we've put the mind of this entity into this ship. Well, I'm going to read the instructions of how to operate this thing and see if there's a clear indicator of how to, quote, let it out.
All right,
Why don't
well,
just ask?
Since you did spend the trait to understand their language, I will say that there is a way for you to disengage the containment field and shut down the warp drives so that you can safely open up the casket.
And are we convinced that that is not going to cause the ship and our ship to be sucked into the event horizon of this black hole? Do we think it's safe to do so?
What is safe in the grand scheme of things?
Not immediately going to engage spaghettification.
Who's to say?
Well, you're the expert on the protostar drive. What happens if we do that with ours? Big boom,
If we
or
shut
it just
off
sits there?
if we shut off the containment for ours, it will detonate the nearest entire star system. But I'm not sure what the compression ratio is on this black hole. Actually, can I verify that? I want to see if there is a compression ratio on the black hole at all. And if so, what that compression factor is. Because we use a rather high compression factor, which is, why it will explode if ours shuts off.
Give me a reason and science on your part. Difficulty of 2.
Reason, science. Okay. So you have 2. Focus gravimetric protostar containment.
Mm-hmm.
Question mark. Lovely. Difficulty of 2, you said?
Yep.
Can I ping the ESH and have them assist?
Yeah, the ESH can assist you with a reason science of their own.
Lovely. Let's do that.
I can help.
Oh, you can help too?
My
Awesome.
reason science is pretty good.
Awesome. Yeah, my science is a 2 here, so
Maybe then it's Cannon who does the main role then.
that's what I was thinking. Cannon, do you want to do this role?
Sure, I'll do it. Reason science.
Mhm.
Could I get a focus of temporal mechanics?
Yeah, that and linguistics.
Awesome.
Focus applies on the assist still, right?
Correct.
Cool.
And it's difficulty of 2.
Yep.
Let's hope for the best.
Oh.
Dear God!
Oh. Oh. Well,
how did you roll double 20s?
So
Reroll
It's
that.
on the D&D dice.
Captain Cannon, Caspian, you have a choice here. You can either accept a failure with 2 complications, or you can sell me on a determination to re-roll those dice.
I'm gonna re-roll.
Okay, which
That
value are you
you-
applying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say time is a companion that reminds us to cherish every moment, because I'm gonna take my time with us this time.
Okay, fair enough. You may re-roll your 2 20s. Okay, that is a significant change, going from 2 20s to a 5 and a 9. Very significant.
Yes.
So, Cannon, you're not the expert that Meridian is when it comes to the protostar containment, but you know a few things. And what you can tell is that there actually is no compression on that black hole containment.
I'll rely that to our captain engineer there.
She shrugs and goes, well, no compression? I say it's fine.
Let's do it.
I would still not stand directly next to it, nor would I advise tripping near it, but should be theoretically safe. That
Everyone
said,
backs up to a safe distance.
minimum safe distance, 3, 2, 1, pushing it.
And I imagine you're like pushing it with like a stereotypical 10-foot pole. You're just like standing really far back and just boop.
She's standing very far back, and it's literally the tip of her tail that's tapping it.
Nice.
And then she's retracting it rather quickly.
All right. So the hexagonal warp engines begin to spool down. Their thrumming slows to a very slow droll, eventually coming to a complete stop as the reaction finishes. The casket containing the black hole hisses, and the lid on it opens up, kind of like a what's the word I want? Well, it opens up rather than side to side. It opens up, and the black hole drifts out into the space, the empty space, and then it begins changing shape, where the black hole begins to take on humanistic qualities, where it is 2 arms, 2 legs, proportioned like a human kind of a thing. But where the head would be is a smaller version of the black hole. And
I would like to... Yep.
as this individual, reforms into this shape, they turn, or at least their body turns. You can't really see the black hole head turning, but they turn to you, all of you, and they speak in their language, which again, you spent the momentum for, so you can translate it. They say, "Thank you for getting me out of there. I was worried that I would have been trapped in that thing for, well, until it exploded."
We're happy to have helped.
Meridian is very specifically avoiding the closest thing that would be described as eye contact, because she is aware of the concept. If you gaze into the void gazes back, and she is not gazing into this.
Noted.
I'm Captain Cannon of the Wolf-Rayet. What's your name?
My name is Null, and It's a pleasure to meet you. I can't say I've ever encountered a corporeal being before.
Pleasure to
Well,
meet you as well.
you're the first of your kind we've met as well, a humanoid black hole.
Hmm. Well,
Quite fascinating.
and he kind of, again, his body turns, because again, you can't see the head turning, but the body definitely turns. The body looks around and says, well, I mean, you've kept my vessel in intact shape, which means I can take it back to my people and we can work out the kinks. Although that would mean me getting back in there, and his entire body shudders.
Well, we happen to be capable of the exact same type of travel without
Oh,
sticking.
I'm not going to put my hand over her mouth. No. We're just travelers that come across your vessel.
You know,
X-nay
I'm
on the
pretty sure I heard
proto-warp.
that you have something comparable.
Damn.
Yeah, it's called a quantum slipstream drive.
Well, how fast are you
It's pretty
capable of
quick.
going with this quantum slipstream drive?
Close enough. A little slower. Nowhere near as fast as this thing. This thing's pretty quick. But
Then how did you catch me initially?
good timing.
So at this point,
You
I'm
just
going to
point to
require
mitts.
you a bluff. Like this is a bluffing roll. You got to do some.
That's
role play.
fine. That's fine. Meridian's good at bluffing. I mean, she literally destroyed the entire evidence of a couple episodes ago.
Presence command.
What is it? Presence command.
You don't have
Lovely.
a focus here.
What? I don't have a focus of bullshittery.
No focus of bullshittery. Difficulty
right.
of 3 here.
Lovely. All right. Since
Can I
Cannon's...
assist?
Yeah, can Cannon assist since they're the one that is making me start bullshitting?
Yeah, Cannon, you can assist with a presence command on your part.
Can I use a dedicated focus of persuasion?
You can.
Nice.
And I got to make a note that we
So-
actually have dedicated focuses and apply, and that because now that makes your critical success range a 10.
Yes. Can I
And I'm just doing these.
defer to them as I can I just start speaking and then point at Cannon?
Oh no, you
And
dug
make
your
him the
own hole
primary?
here. Nope,
Okay.
Cannon only can assist.
That's fine. All right. What is my difficulty 3? You said.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Fine.
Well, there's a 2 from the captain.
I'll give you a treat just so I'm rolling 3 dice.
Okay. Oof. Oh. Oh. Well, unfortunately, that means 0 successes. So I think you try to bluff, and Null just sees past and says, "Look, I don't want to seem ungrateful, but it's very obvious you have something very similar to our drive. Just listen, just tell me what it is. It's not like I'm gonna run off with the technology. You know, you caught up to me, so maybe we can share and enrich each other's technologies."
Meridian just looks over at Cannon. I mean,
Cannon's going to be staring daggers at Meridian right now for talking about the Protostar drive to people we're not supposed to talk about the Protostar drive to.
They have a thing like it already, and it's clearly not derivative.
Do I need to point out one of our command things that says, "Don't let this fall into enemy hands"? Like,
It's not falling into enemy hands if we're escorting.
so I'm just going to look back at Null and say, we're not supposed to talk about it. But yes, we do have technology similar to yours.
I see. And do you also employ the use of a black hole or one of my? Well, I guess I would know if one of my kind were aboard your vessel.
We
don't
would
use
not.
one of your kind, but I cannot discuss apparently anything further.
We wouldn't enslave
House.
another being for the matter of propulsion. We use a different stellar phenomena to power ours.
Oh, well, I'm I guess that kind of puts me in a difficult position because in order to fly the ship, one of my kind has to be in there. He points at the casket and shivers. It's not a very pleasant experience, let me tell you, and that's also why I lost control of the vessel and why it was spinning around the galaxy, is because I wasn't able to assert enough authority to bring the ship to a halt. But if you have a way in another stellar phenomenon that would mean I don't have to go in there, that would save me a lot of trauma.
Well, we definitely can help you out with that. I do have one question about your technology. You were be able to keep up that speed for some time. Was that supposed to happen, or is this an unexpected
Well,
side effect of it?
you now put me in a difficult situation because I'm starting to get the feeling that my drive is more complex than your drive, which would fall with under something of our directives among the void, that we don't want to mess with the development of other species.
We have one like that too. So how about we both agree to, I guess, not ask questions? You can get in our ship and we can take you home and we can just leave it at that.
Well, I have to
we
bring
could
my
do
vessel
agree,
back.
Ken.
It contains
I can
innumerable
also do
scientific
that.
data.
We can also bring that. We're good at that.
Yeah, Meridian, could we tractor his vessel in proto-warp?
Probably. I mean, I could probably do it. I could also shrink it and then unshrink it. But yeah,
Let's just
we could
try to
probably
tow
do
it
it.
first.
We could probably manage a towing.
So, to be clear, before, this is an above table talk, are you attempting to tractor this thing at proto warp? Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm attempting to deduce whether or not I think that that's a logically sound idea. I think it's technically possible. I think it's also insanely difficult.
Insanely difficult, extremely improbable.
I would much prefer to just shrink it.
Well, that's the other thing, is that shrinking is not going to work because it has protostar core.
Hmm. Can theirs latch onto us and then we pull it?
Like,
That way.
literally, like, clamping onto it and, like, ferrying it.
I want to assess.
Okay.
I want to
I've got
assess. Yeah, you go
I
ahead.
got another idea. Meridian, what if you were to travel with his ship and we both went back to his homeworld? That way you could let him out of his, I don't want to like
That's
calling it
fair.
coffin when we get there.
Well, it basically is a
And
coffin.
Yeah. Um, are you amenable to that with the assurance that I'll be able to get you out? Um, or do you absolutely refuse to go in that thing ever again? Because as we've already concluded, efficiencies in the matter of.
Sorry about that. I had a plane flying overhead. I think Null just kind of shivers looking back at the coffin and goes, "It's a very monumental technology, but I do not know what it's like to travel at those speeds and not be in the coffin, but at least in my instance, it was horrors beyond your comprehension."
That's fair. And I take it you're not a fan of horrors beyond comprehension.
No,
People
I
are.
might be a non-corporeal being, but I still have sentience, and that sentience can be sorely tested.
That's fair. Meridian is having a very, very dumb idea in her head, and she knows she shouldn't try it. So she's like, "Can I confer with my other captain for a moment in our ship while I have a possibly stupid idea?"
Of course, I need to check the computer anyway to see how much data was recovered. I have a feeling that in my flailing around in the coffin, I might have deleted some of the logs, but
I
I'm
think you
hoping at
deleted
least
all of
something
them, I'll be
survived.
honest. They're just what I found was basically just how to operate the thing, and that was about it. So maybe you have better luck looking at your system than I.
Well, I can only
Just
hope.
politely waves and waves cannon back over to our ship so that we're discussing stupid questions and things outside of the range of the vessel sensors
Mm-hmm.
and audio. So,
All right, what's your idea?
what if this is, again, stupid ideas? What if we jury rig it for our proto-warp, and then I take all of that technology with me and have them assure me that the sensors aren't recording the entire duration of when I'm doing whatever the hell I do. And then you guys would also join us, because we'd be using our proto-warp tech, so we could just jump in tandem.
So you want to put proto-warp technology into their ship?
And then take it back. And like I said, it's a bad idea. But I don't think I can get this ship there in any sane other way. Unless one of us wants to unless one of us wants to start designing a new form of transportation. You know, there was a thing called a displacement activated spore hub drive. Probably jury rig. Might explode.
Now, Cannon, I have been looking at your
Mhm.
values here. And I believe that if you were to make a command decision and call upon the value of leadership as not a rank but a responsibility, in the thinking that sometimes leaders have to break the rules, the greater good, etc., that would grant you a point of determination that would carry through sessions if you acted in that way.
By letting her do this crazy idea.
No, by breaking the rules and maybe sharing that you have a protostar instead of a black hole kind of a thing. Because that's all you're basically keeping from him at this point is that, yeah, we use a protostar, not a black hole.
Yeah, I'm also
And
thinking about what could happen if there's an entire race of non-corporeal beings that suddenly realize they can make, protostar drives.
they already have something better, though. All they need is
Yes.
someone psychotic enough to be down with cosmic horror. Like me, I find cosmic horrors rather pretty. So,
Meridian, let
wouldn't
me
have
ask
an
you a
issue.
question from an engineering
Yeah.
standpoint.
Yes.
If our protostar drive loses containment and explodes, it destroys a large chunk of subspace, correct?
Yeah, very true.
What would happen if his destabilized and exploded? The same thing?
If they're also, well, unless they're not using a form of compression, so they might just build a bigger ship that doesn't use compression. There is theoretically a way to make a protostar drive that's not a bomb. It just depends. The same sense that, I mean, anyone with any rudimentary amount of scientific knowledge can turn a black hole into a bomb that detonates an entire system. I could do it today if I wanted to. It's not that hard to build cosmic destroying weapons. It's honestly easier to do it by accident than to do it intentionally, to be honest with you.
I am willing to tell him about the protostar that we use as a last resort.
Okay.
Could we adjust his quote coffin into something safer for him? You've got experience with the protostar drives.
That's true. I could theoretically, assuming they're willing to let me muck around and tell me only as much as I know, as I can defer, or I should be able to communicate with them in a way to allow me to fine tune their system without them telling me stuff I don't need to know, in a sense that would allow me to modify it without breaking their version of the Prime Directive. I think that might be
All right.
possible.
Maybe there's a trade we can do here with them.
Mm-hmm.
We tell them what we use to power our protostar drive. They share with us the technology they use to control their version of it.
And then I offer to assist in fine-tuning based on that combined knowledge to make it not a torment nexus.
Then we get technology, they get technology, and we
And it's safe for
hopefully
them.
leave friends.
Yeah, that seems like a reasonable opportunity to me.
All right, let's go talk to Null about this and see what he has to say.
All right, let's go.
All right. Now, because I want to rope in Food Cube into this a little bit more, so Mitz, you've been wandering around doing Mitz things. When you just sort of find yourself in the main engineering of the Wolf-Rayet, and the ESH is there, and the ESH is looking at the core, going, "Well, you see, back in old country, in the old shipyard, we were trying to. Oh, Mitz, I did not see you come in. Hello, how are you doing?"
Looking around, doing my rounds, since the two captains are in the other ship.
Yes, they are doing very, shall we say, captainy things, aren't they?
Still feel bad for punching Captain Cannon, though.
Well, I mean, he seemed to enjoy it. I mean, what's there to feel bad about?
He did not enjoy it.
Well, I mean,
Made it very clear.
you were fighting. You know, it was a bout, was sport.
That is true. That is true. Would you be open to fighting me? Perhaps.
Well, that depends. Do I get a weapon?
Let's make it fair, yeah. You can have a weapon. You can have a weapon. Let's make it fair.
Very well. And he takes a step back and assumes a combative composure or combat pose, and he materializes because ESH is a hologram. He materializes a batleth and says, "Today may be good day to die."
Oh, we're doing this now, and I take my and I smile and then just start.
Are you two fighting in main engineering?
Yes, and that's why I wanted it to happen in main engineering, because what happens as Captain Cannon and Meridian are leaving, going back to Null's ship, you have to pass through main engineering, and we just see Mitz and the ESH fighting each other.
I'm just picturing it looks like a Mortal Kombat stage.
Well, it's either Mortal Kombat stage
do not leave her.
Or what is it? It's the Morpheus is fighting Neo moment from the Matrix.
All right, you two. Not in my engine room. Anywhere else.
Lieutenant Reed is actually slowly pushing a popcorn cart, sees you say that, and slowly turns the popcorn cart around.
No, Meridian, let them have their fun.
Not next to my gravimetric protostar containment.
But
It'll be
Light
fine.
from Protostar is great fighting
Wait,
vibe.
let me knock him out first.
It's
Not
a
if I
hologram.
knock you out first, huzzah! And yeah, let's make it an actual roll because it's funny. Mitz, roll me a daring security. Somebody grab the ESH. The ESH is rolling a daring security.
Oh my god.
And
Okay.
it's a difficulty of 1, so it's whoever gets the most amount of successes here.
Does this count as an activation for the ESO so we can add, Klingon battle strategy to his sheet?
Yes, you can give him a focus in Klingon battle strategy. Mm-hmm.
Meridian is definitely gonna let like 1 or 2 punches go, but once it's clear that you guys are not stopping, she is just gonna pull out her controls and override turn off their ESH.
To daring security, right?
Yep. Okay, 3 successes from Mitz. Somebody grab the ESH. Same roll, daring security.
I got it.
I mean, I believe in the ESH. I don't know if the ESH believes in himself.
And it was 1 dice or 2?
It's 2.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
Mitz
Mitz-
obliterates.
I just want to again paint the picture. Mitz, you decidedly don't have a weapon, and it's literally just you using your fists. So you're ducking, you're bobbing, you're weaving, you are just rolling under the batleth as the ESH brings it down, and then with a sort of pirouette kick as you sort of spin on the floor like a breakdancing move, you kick the holographic batleth off into the deck plating somewhere off to the side, and you knock down the ESH and you win the battle. But the ESH just kind of looks at you and goes, "So, dinner, maybe?"
Sure.
And
After
yeah.
another round.
Well, perhaps we maybe not do it here. I get the sense if we keep fighting here that Meridian will turn me off, and I do not wish to be turned off.
I would do that. That is a thing I would do, yes.
I agree. Would it be more entertaining on the bridge?
Oh
I
yes,
say that as I look at Captain Ken.
we would have Grand Vista to fight against.
I approve of Wolf-Rayet Fight Club on the bridge. She sighs as she says this.
Meridian and the captain walk off. You hear the old TOS fight music coming from the bridge.
Dun, 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 dun. All right, we'll get back to Mitz and the ESH eventually. But let's return to the captains as you stride back over to Noel's vessel and make a decision.
Well, we're going to say, well, no, we have a exchange of information offer for you. We will reveal to you the information that what powers our protostar, our drive, and yeah, it's not how. Thank you. Proto-warp drive.
Mm-hmm.
And in exchange for helping you redesign your quote coffin that you use for the drive into something that's not as, but doesn't use the word coffin in it.
Well, I mean, the whole reason that we go out into space is to learn and to seek out the unknown. Like I said, though, this is the first time I've ever really come into contact with a non-corporeal or a corporeal species. It's, frankly, I'm surprised we can even understand each other.
You're not the first non-corporeal being we've ever encountered.
Oh. Well, you have me on the back foot then. But I suppose that's just something we'll have to get past. And you can see, well, I guess you can't because he's a black hole head. He maybe crosses his arms over the chest area of his vague humanoid form, and he goes, well, I mean, if it means getting back home and taking the ship home without having to go through the Torment Nexus, sure, yeah, we can share data like that. I don't see a problem with that.
I should just push Meridian forward and go, you two geek out.
All right. Protostars.
Well, what about protostars?
We use a gravimetric protostar containment instead of a black hole containment.
But you would have to compress it.
She nods. Yes. Yes, we do.
You are literally flying on a bomb. You know this, right?
I am keenly aware. In fact, I don't sleep because I don't need to, and I spend quite a lot of time managing and making sure that it's safe. Also, I'm pretty sure I know how to safely detonate it across space in a safe way. We do have records of successfully detonating one of these without actually causing harm to the general surroundings by taking it to jump at the same time of it going off. So you can build fail-safes around these things to make them not necessarily a bomb.
Well, I mean, I hope you don't mind me saying so, but that sounds absolutely barbaric. I mean, if you have the ability to contain a protostar, why not just grab a black hole or create a black hole? I mean, it's far more compressive than a protostar. It has so much energy within a black hole.
True. Black holes, they don't really fit the same size form factor, though, necessarily, often. Sometimes they do. It's
Well,
complicated. I'm not the person that built this darn thing. I just have to maintain it. She just shrugs.
I mean, if we're sharing data anyway so that you can prevent me going through the Torment Nexus, maybe I can help you not destroy the entire galaxy with your giant bomb.
Sure, sounds good. Let's make it not giant bomb, and then we'll make the Torment Nexus not a Torment Nexus.
I like this idea. All right. So what we see is just a brief montage of Meridian and Null comparing notes. A lot of gags where Null is just staring and saying things, and Meridian's like, "Well, I can't read their facial expressions. What are they saying?" We see kind of a comedic gag of like Meridian like jabbing her finger at the Torment Nexus, and we also then see a comical snapshot of Null pointing at the not a bomb of the protostar on the Wolf-Rayet, and eventually, you manage to finish editing the coffin such that it is still nominally unpleasant, but it's not the Torment Nexus anymore.
That's fair. It is uncomfortable meeting with your boss instead of Torment Nexus now.
Mm-hmm. So as this all comes to happen, this probably takes the better part of like 2 or 3 days. So there's definitely downtime here.
Does Null sleep? Because Meridian is not going to be sleeping at any point during this shenanigans.
I figured. So during these 2 to 3 days that Meridian is doing this, what are Canon and what are Mitts doing?
I think I'm definitely trying to avoid finding out Mitt started a fight club on the ship. Like, I know it's there, but I'm trying to make sure I'm not in its presence so I don't have to stop it.
Okay.
I'm looking for the captain. I'm looking for the captain.
I think it would be a riot if Cannon is actively avoiding being in the same room as Mitz, and then Mitz is spending the entire time actively trying to be in the same room. And that's the next 2 days.
Yeah, we're just Scooby doing it, dodging each other left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Captain! Where are you?
We just get that ominous like heartbeat music, like da-dum, 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 da-dum.
I slip into a storage closet while she's walking by.
We just do the stereotypical like Friday the 13th or any slasher flick where we just see the sliver of Mitts past the supply closet, and then Mitts, you double back and it looks like you're about to open the supply closet, and then Reed knocks over something and you go chasing after Reed.
Yeah, we just spent the next 2 days doing that.
Ensign Reed!
No, I don't want to be in a fight club with you. You'll win, and I want to keep my nose intact.
Gonna target your nose?
Well, I saw what you did to the E.S.H. He now looks like he's a Bajoran, how hard you hit his nose.
Is that even possible?
I don't know, but you did it.
It was a hologram, so...
Anything is possible.
I need to test my strength against majority of the crew.
Okay, you win. I submit. You win. Congratulations.
I tackle him.
Well, Cannon, you now have the ability to either stay in the supply closet or save Reeve. That is your call to make.
Well, if we want to make a roll of it, Reed can always defend himself.
I mean,
he does have a character sheet now.
Funnier things have happened, so sure, let's make it a roll. Again, both Mitts and Reed are doing a daring and security here. And you know what? To even the odds, Reed, congratulations, you're rolling 4d20 with the threat spend.
with a focus of jack of all trades.
Uh-huh.
See, this is what happens when you just leave when she's not in the bridge. You have to have her in the bridge doing her job or
Well, see, Mitch, you're the aggressor here.
do
You
this.
Yeah,
Do your
Mitch,
role.
you got to
It's a
set the
promotion.
DC. We got to see that daring security.
How many am I rolling?
Just 2,
Or-
unless you want to give me threat.
I'll give you a threat. I'll give you
How
a threat.
much?
It'll be funny. I'll give you a threat.
Okay, so you'll be rolling 3d20 then.
Mm-hmm. Let's make it equal. Could I make two?
Yeah, so you'll be
I can
rolling
make it 4
4d20,
dice.
and I'll
Could
keep
I
my
make
3
it 4
threat.
dice? This will be funny. This will be funny.
Okay, that is 5 successes. Reed, very hard to beat. Yeah, Reed, you get your ass handed to you, Reed. Congratulations. So, Captain, you're seeing Mitz beat the crap out of Reed. What are you going to do about it, if anything?
You can
Oh, I
throw her
can't
in the
let her-
bridge. She'll accept it.
I'm probably going to step out of the closet and pull her off from like a rabid dog. Lieutenant
And I
Mitz,
have a-
why are you assaulting a fellow officer?
I innocently look at the captain. Training?
Mr. Reed, are you okay? Are you need to go to the sick bay?
No, she didn't punch my nose that hard. I'm okay.
And get it back to your duties. I will deal with Mitz.
Reed salutes and then scrambles off as quickly as his legs will carry him.
Considering how she's using her fist, Mitz is a new take on the name.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Somebody please get this girl a pair of mitts from the replicator.
In fact, that's an excellent idea. I'm going to take her to the holodeck and I'm going to start a boxing simulation and let her start punching on that.
Okay, redirection.
When you've worn yourself out, then you can come see me.
Okay, Captain.
All right. So, as we skip ahead after that little fun and the few days have passed, Meridian, you have learned a large amount of information about creating and containing a black hole. So, if ever you have the urge of replacing your protostar with a black hole, you have now the knowledge and the prototype technology with which to do it. Maybe that's a
Does
future
actually.
episode.
Yes, or maybe that happens between seasons for all we know.
Could also happen between seasons. We'll talk about it offline. But you managed to, again, make it so that Null's coffin is no longer the Torment Nexus. And I think Null, after trying out the coffin for a little bit, eventually tries to get Captain Cannon's attention again and, extends one of those, like, vague impressions of a hand and says, well, Captain Cannon, I must say that of all the horror stories I heard about non-corporeal species, only about half of them were true.
Yeah, we do apologize about Mitz.
Well, I mean, when she tried to punch me, I thought she was trying to do something else, like it was a greeting, so it didn't really bother me.
Well, now that you can return back to your home, would you mind if we joined you? We'd love to meet an entire culture of non-corporeal beings. We've usually met a handful at a time.
Well, I mean, I love the idea, don't get me wrong, but, a lot's happened, and I need to make sure that it's okay with my superiors before I take you back home, if that's okay.
That's fair.
Of course.
But,
And we'll give them
Did
our
show you how to
hailing
hail us, of
coordinates and
course.
everything.
Yeah.
right, so you exchange that information. Null says, all right, well, I mean, as far as I can tell, now that I've been given the data, the only other protostar in this galaxy is you all, so I guess I will just follow the brightest beacon if I need to get a hold of you.
Indeed. And just remember, don't build the Torment Nexus.
Yeah, we really should have listened to the story of Don't Build the Torment Nexus.
Well, it was a pleasure meeting you. We wish you safe travels.
Likewise, Captain. And as we sort of zoom out of the ships, everybody returns to their respective stations. Null's vessel angles towards the exterior of the galaxy and then jumps to proto-warp. And then we see the Wolf-Rayet turn around, go the opposite direction, and proto-warp away that direction. And that'll be the end of Season 1 of Wolf-Rayet. Yay.
Good stuff. Whoop whoop.
Onward to Season 2.
Yeah, onward to
Yes.
Season 2. And Season 2 is probably going to be 2 weeks from now, because next week I have a thing, so next week we won't be able to run. But all things considered, we should be resuming with Season 2 on Wednesday, the 17th of September. Yay.
Woo! Whoop whoop.
Let's go.
But yeah, we have some things to talk about in terms of mechanical stuff, but we'll save that for off stream. So Twitch, stick around because we're going to raid somebody, but YouTube, we'll see you later. Bye-bye, YouTube.
Bye.